Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Workers at this Amazon center in Romulus say their conditions are unsafe and they're at risk of catching COVID-19. Coming up, why two members of Congress want an investigation and what Amazon is saying.
All right, Grant. But we begin with the sunshine on tap for Saturday, a welcome sight after kicking off the week with freeze warnings.
Not all good news, though, for the weekend. Let's start things off here at 11 at Ben's house with what we can expect. Ben?
Devin and Kim, if we're going to judge the weekend, there is a clear and distinct winner, and that is Saturday. There's going to be a ton of sunshine, but then we've got some headaches coming for the second half. You can already start to see our next system taking shape out in the Plain States. Showers and thunderstorms out there in the Dakotas. You can see right now into Nebraska as well. And that is what is starting to move towards Detroit. It's going to be here on Sunday early, and it's going to have a very similar look and feel to what we just went through on Thursday. So here's the breakdown of what we're expecting. Rainfall will be the biggest issue, 1 to possibly 2 inches of rain between Sunday and Monday. And then in addition to the rainfall and the possibility of seeing some of those urban areas flooding, some of the ponding on the roadways, Sunday there's a possibility that some of those storms could be strong or severe, but there are a lot of caveats to that, and we'll go through those coming up. And through midweek, starting tomorrow, there's a lakeshore flood threat. This is going to be a prolonged event on the east side starting Saturday and possibly continuing as late as Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So a lot to discuss in addition to the good stuff, which is definitely in there in the 7-day forecast. We'll run it all down for you in a few minutes, guys.
Ben, late tonight, the House of Representatives passing a $3 trillion coronavirus relief bill that includes another round of stimulus checks.
Similar to the previous aid package, the new bill would provide up to $1,200 per person and $2,400 for married couples. Republicans in the Senate and President Trump opposed the bill, calling it dead on arrival. Other headlines, the city of Ferndale officially canceling or postponing all events through Labor Day and would not participate in the Woodward Dream Cruise if it takes place as scheduled in August. And Governor Whitmer today saying she cannot envision full sports stadiums in the fall, reiterating the need for a vaccine before leagues allow large crowds to return.
Now, since the beginning of the pandemic, you may know Amazon has been thriving. Well, now some workers are saying the company's success is risking their health. Grant Herms live with more on this tonight. And Grant, you spoke with a former employee who says he left the company because he didn't feel enough was being done to keep him or other workers safe.
Yeah, Devin, workers have made claims about unsafe conditions at Amazon facilities before, and that worker says he left this facility here in Romulus because his life was at risk. Tonight, Amazon still under fire for alleged unsafe working conditions at its facility in Romulus. Earlier this week, Michigan Congresswomen Rashida Tlaib and Debbie Dingell called for a federal OSHA investigation into conditions after employees claimed they couldn't properly be socially distant. Workspaces just 3 feet apart, cleaning supplies and protective equipment are limited, and employees without time for basic hygiene like washing hands. One of those employees was Mario Crippen, who left the facility in April out of fear he would get sick. And employees he still talks to say improvements haven't gone far enough.
I'm hearing that they gave tubs of disinfectant wipes to employees to put at their stations. What I'm hearing is it's not being cleaned frequently, like handrails, elevator buttons, doorknobs. Those items are still not being cleaned as often as they should.
Crippen also says because demand is so high for Amazon to make deliveries, some employees are forced to choose between keeping their jobs or to continue working to expose themselves or others to the virus.
Coming to the job because it's either not come to work, miss out on a few bills and probably lose your house, lose your car, can't feed your kids, or come to work and be at risk for catching that virus. It's a scary, scary thing to go inside that building.
An Amazon spokesperson said this evening that those claims are, quote, simply not true, and that the company has made more than 150 different changes, including nightly sanitizing, buying more PPE, and retraining some employees to become what they're calling social distance ambassadors. Devin?
Well, Grant, what about the OSHA investigation then? Would Amazon welcome investigators to do that?
Well, that same spokesperson said that they were surprised by the requests made by the Congresswoman and said that they invite them to visit any of their Amazon facilities, but it is unclear whether that invite would also be extended to OSHA.
Yeah, interesting. All right, Grant. Well, the pandemic is pushing troubled department store JCPenney right into Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The company says it will be closing some of its stores. It'll disclose other reorganization details and timing in the coming weeks. JCPenney has 850 stores, nearly 90,000 workers, but it becomes the fourth major retailer to file for bankruptcy in all of this, and sadly, more retailers are expected to follow.
Yeah. For weeks, Governor Whitmer has been getting backlash for not reopening the state fast enough. But as more businesses across the state choose to reopen in defiance of the order, one local gym owner says he agrees with the governor. Larry Spruill is live in Clawson tonight outside that gym. And Larry, he says he's staying closed until he gets the green light from the governor's office.
Yeah, well, Kimberly, the owner of Willpower Fitness, tells me he has taken a hit financially since he had to close his gym, but he'd rather be safe than sorry. 35-year-old Will McCray knows his way around a gym. He's been working out pretty much all of his life and decided to turn his love for fitness into a career. He's a personal trainer, and he owns his own gym called Willpower Fitness Group here in Clawson.
We offer everything from strength and conditioning to boxing, kickboxing, self-defense, so CrossFit as well.
But recently he had to shut his doors after Governor Gretchen Whitmer issued a stay-at-home order to help fight the coronavirus. So now he's only offering online training for his clients. He has about 200 members, but only half of them are working out at home.
The members, the clients have been, responding pretty well. Of course, you're not able to do everything that you were used to doing in the gym.
But McCray tells me he's able to be creative and make things work with his clients. He'll rather do training this way instead of opening up right now.
Larry, you're hearing it from me right here, right now. I endorse Governor Whitmer and all of her actions that she's taken to keep everybody safe. I can take the financial hit all day as long as everybody is safe and healthy.
And McCray tells me he was already wiping down equipment when the gym was open, and he plans on doing extra safety measures when he's allowed to open up back again. We're live in Clawson tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
You mentioned the extra safety measures. Larry, does he know exactly what he will be doing?
Yeah, but Kimberly, he tells me that he plans on checking his client's temperature once they enter inside the gym. Also, he's going to go to appointment only, so he's able to track the amount of people coming in and out of his gym. Kimberly?
Taking those safety measures. Okay, Larry, thanks.
Well, it's anybody's guess what classrooms are going to look like in the new school year. But Governor Whitmer says she hopes K-12 schools can reopen for in-person instruction this fall. She's assembled an advisory council to recommend ways to ensure a safe return.
We're going to come together as a state to ensure that our students, our families, and our educators and communities can plan for a safe, equitable, and effective return to school. We'll continue to listen to public health and to our education experts.
The council is going to be made up, we're told, of administrators, educators, health experts, but parents and students too. Whitmer says reopening schools will largely depend on people still following social distancing rules, washing hands, and following the other CDC guidelines.
Detroit Police Chief James Craig says 23 members of his department have COVID-19 and 59 members are in quarantine. At one point, the department had more than 1,500 in quarantine. He says the new protocols, along with personal protection equipment, has made all the difference.
It's the rigor associated with the safety precautions. I'm talking about the PPEs that are worn in the field by our officers. The fact that when you walk into a police station, every police officer coming on and off duty gets their temperature check. As I reported out, I think a couple of weeks ago, I visited all the precincts. Every time I've gone to the precinct, coming in, they check my temperature. Coming out, they check the temperature. So what we're doing is working.
The chief says 314 members of DPD have tested positive since the outbreak began, but only one remains hospitalized. President Trump unveiling a new White House effort that he says is aimed at developing and distributing a coronavirus vaccine.
It is called Operation Warp Speed, with the president hoping the effort can deliver a vaccine by the end of this year.
Typically, pharmaceutical companies wait to manufacture a vaccine until it has received all of the regulatory approvals necessary, and this can delay vaccines availability to the public as much as a year and even more than that. However, our task is so urgent that under Operation Warp Speed, the federal government will invest in manufacturing all of the top vaccine candidates before they're approved.
President later saying the country will return to normal with a vaccine or without one, because a lot of researchers and scientists aren't sure that the president's timetable is possible.
Still ahead, the FDA investigating the 15-minute rapid tests used by the city of Detroit on first responders.
How Mayor Duggan is responding to claims the tests are delivering inaccurate results. But up first, with the auto plant set to restart next week, Ford CEO Jim Hackett revealing the changes being put in place to keep workers safe. We've got that next. People talk to me about Frank McGeorge all the time, where misinformation spreads all around the world like wildfire. Frank just has this really measured approach to some very complicated things. Well, Frank is an emergency room doctor.
I am seeing firsthand what's really going on.
His producer, Sarah Mayberry, has a master's degree in public health. We are really, really fortunate. Frank is always there for us, and right now he's always there for you.